ambisonic audio. This is going to have ambisonic audio. I'll explain why that's so amazing in a minute. But ambisonic audio, a new waterproof design, a new ultra bright touchscreen on the front. The video quality has been improved. Battery life has been hugely improved. And finally, they're going to give us an external mic adapter. Yes! I'm a huge fan of 360 video and 360 cameras. I've owned the original 1X and I've got the 1R as well, and of these two, this one, the original 1X, has probably been my favorite 360 camera, probably simply because of its really slim design. It's really easy to fit in the pocket. I use it when I'm out running. It's been amazing, mostly, but there were lots of things about this I was never quite happy about, and now, with the Mark II, it seems like they have literally listened to every complaint I have ever made and addressed it, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this. But for now, I have to make do with the official press release. My channel's not important enough to actually get sent cameras. So I signed this non-disclosure agreement, which says, do not mention the non-disclosure agreement. Oops. My 1X Mark II has shipped, so I will be getting it shortly. And if you want to see what it's actually like to use in the real conditions and how to get the best out of it, you've come to the right place, because I've been using 360 cameras on my channel to show the outdoors and make incredible outdoors content, and I also know how to go in and edit and get the most from that. So if you want to find out how to get the most from this camera when you get your hands on one as well, you've come to the right place. You subscribe and you'll get all those videos. But for now, let's talk. What have I got on my glasses? That's disgusting. These are filthy. Okay, but for now, let's concentrate on the roughly five features that I am most excited about with the Insta360 1X Mark II, and a couple I'm a little bit disappointed with as well, but we'll get to those at the end. So let's start with what I'm most excited about, and number one is the new waterproof design. If you look at it, it's very, very similar to the original 1X, but it's a little bit more robust looking, and you can see the ports on it are now all sealed. Finally, it's waterproof. In fact, it's rated to IPX8, which means it goes 10 meters underwater. Why is that important for me? Well, this is my 1X. This is dead. This no longer works. And it's not because it got caught in the rain, it's because I sweated on it and it died during a run. So for me, having one that's waterproof is 100% essential. Yes, with the 1X, you're able to get this thing, what you can add to it, but I had all kinds of flair, didn't like it. Absolutely thrilled that the 1X Mark II is gonna be waterproof out of the box. Okay, number two, ambisonic audio. Now, there are a number of reasons why this being added is amazing, but basically there are now 4 mics on this camera. There's one in the front, there's one in the back, and there's one on each side, and that means it can record full 360 immersive audio. So in normal conditions, that means you are capturing really immersive 360 video, and if somebody's watching it, you know, with like a headset on, as if they're reviewing it as 360 video, they can then hear all the sounds coming from the actual directions they occurred. Now, the other reason, and perhaps the reason I'm more excited about why that is a really good feature, is because there are 4 mics, it now means that in windy conditions, they're able to like algorithmically, basically it means there's gonna be much better noise reduction. The audio has always been an issue on the 1X. Especially in wind, and having these 4 microphones means that it's going to be able to average between them and hopefully get much better performance in wind. So really looking forward to that. Number 3 is, even though the sensor size is still only 5.7K, and we'll come back to that, the bitrate has been increased, the video quality has been improved as well, and there's a new feature where it's able to compensate better for extreme exposure variations between the 2 lenses. Often if you had one lens pointing towards the sun and the other pointing towards shadow, you get this like really ugly line. Apparently that's gone. They figured out a way of fixing that, which is brilliant. Number 4, one of the things I hated about the 1X was this horrendous little screen on the front. I don't know who designed that, but you could not see it in sunlight. It was like, I can't see. It was a nightmare. You couldn't see it. You couldn't see it in sunlight at all. It was just too dim, and you were like trying to, it was awful to use. And the whole menu system was like tappity tap, and ugh, I hated using the menu on the One X. Now the Mark II, on the other hand, has this new ultra bright, and that's important. We actually see it outdoors. Touchscreen, which is going to let you preview your videos and change your settings without having the same issues in sunlight. That's going to be such a huge usability improvement for me. 5 then is battery life. The battery life has been improved, and not just by a little bit, not by 5 minutes, not by 10 minutes, but by 20 minutes. It's gone from the 60 minutes you got with the One X up to 80 minutes with the One X Mark II, which is amazing. An extra 20 minutes means that previously I carried 2 batteries with me. This means I can probably get away with 1 battery when I'm out on a trip. So brilliant, brilliant. I know I said 5, but this 6th one isn't something that's actually on the camera by default, but this is that we are finally getting an external microphone adapter. I have a few images of it here. This is going to plug on. I think it'll plug on to the side somehow, and it will let you attach an external mic, which I predict is going to result in an arms race for ultra thin wireless mic transmitters, because the problem is, how do you hide the mic? Well, all 360 cameras have a blind spot, and the blind spot is roughly the thickness of the camera itself. So if somebody can make a wireless mic transmitter which can fit in this space, you're going to be able to have wireless audio with no visible microphones at all. And imagine that on like the end of imagine that in the end of an invisible selfie stick up here, and you're getting crystal clear audio. It's just going to be incredible. Those are the 6 things I'm most excited about myself. Now, there are lots of other features about this camera I haven't talked about. It's got a new like single lens mode, so you can use it almost like a 1 lens action camera. It'll be incredibly stable. In fact, stabilization in 360 cameras is amazing if you've never experienced it before. There's going to be object tracking. You're going to have that time shift effect. They've got a shot lab. There's loads of stuff. You get so many features with an Insta360 camera. I don't have time to go into them all in this video. There's going to be a few new accessories. As I mentioned, there's going to be an external microphone adapter. There's going to be what they're calling a bullet time cord, which I think is going to be like a smaller attachment you screw on, and then it has a length of string that you can whip around your head, which is going to be so much easier for bullet time rather than the awkward stick setup you had to use previously. And then finally, something else I've seen mentioned is that there's going to be lens guards, which will be quite good, because a big downside of a 360 camera is it's really easy to damage the lenses. I think that means there's going to be some kind of clip-on, lenses that you can put on here that will protect them if you're doing things that are a little bit more dangerous. Let's talk about the things I'm a little bit disappointed that haven't been improved in this. And there's 2 things really, and one is slow motion, because the video modes are pretty much exactly the same as they were with the One X, and you don't get the really, really slow motion until you go down to like 3K resolution for 100 frames a second. I would have loved to have seen 100 frames a second at 5.7K, because cool as the slow-mo does look pretty cool, but it's just never been very, very sharp, and I would have liked to see that at a higher resolution. Which brings me on to my second thing I'm a little bit disappointed in, and that's the fact that they haven't increased the size of the sensor. I was kind of hoping they might have bumped it up to like, I don't know, 7 or 8K, just so you get a much sharper image when you reframe that into like a standard video. Now, I get why they haven't done it. I'm guessing they haven't done it because it would make the camera a lot more expensive, and the other thing is it would increase your processing time a lot more. I mean, a lot. And this is a consumer level camera, and to increase your processing times is going to result in a bit of a backlash and things like that. So I can understand why they haven't done it. And then the other thing, I suppose, is that in some regards, I would nearly rather that they were able to give me a better quality, lower resolution video. So one with better dynamic range, one that copes with difference in brightness and darkness better. Because resolution doesn't necessarily mean better quality, but it does seem like they've upped the quality of the video at the current resolution. So I think on balance, I would actually prefer that than a higher resolution video that maybe has lower quality in other areas. One thing that would be quite cool is Insta360 are really, really good with their software, and I always wonder, could they take like a reframe 1080 video and use some kind of AI upscaling technology to upscale that to like a higher resolution? Don't know if that's something they'll ever do, but Insta360, have a think about that. As I said, my Insta360 One X Mark II is on the way. I should be getting it hopefully within the next week. So if you want to get my proper review when I get my hands on it, feel free to subscribe. I'll also be making videos just showing off the creative potential of it, as well as how to get the most of it yourself. So if you think that'll be it, so if you think you'll find that interesting, please feel free to subscribe. You'll get those videos when they come out. Otherwise, have a look around the channel, see if there's anything else you like on here. I make videos about the outdoors, running, and tech, and I specifically specialize in smaller technology, like smaller drones and smaller action cameras and things like that. So feel free to subscribe if that's of interest. And right, I need to go and get this video edited and online in the next couple of hours to meet the 2 p.m. embargo lift. So bye-bye. Ambisonic waterproof ultra bright touchscreen. Ambisonic waterproof ultra bright touchscreen. Battery life video quality mic adapter. Ambisonic waterproof ultra bright touchscreen. Battery life video quality mic adapter. Ambisonic waterproof ultra bright touchscreen. Battery life video quality mic adapter. I just can't remember things.